Michael Moriarty and Karen Black in a film together. That means only one thing. I thought you knew.
Welcome to the horror show. To realize there is nowhere to run. No game to try. Paranoia is hiding your life. Welcome to the horror show. To realize there is nowhere to run. No game to try. Obsessions rule your mind.
It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive. Oh, why don't they just call it It's Alive 3, Attack on Infant Island? This film is yet another It's Alive film that is directed by Larry Cohen. This film, right here, came out 9 years after the first sequel, and 13 years after the original. This film stars Michael Moriarty, who played in Q, the Winged Serpent, another film by Larry Cohen. I wonder why he's in this film. Maybe because he loved the character he made in Q, the Winged Serpent? Or maybe he just liked the actor. Who knows? But anyways, he's in this film. He's cheeky, he's funny, and he has lots of one-liners and kind of dumb dialogue, but it's what makes his character have charm. Karen Black is in this film as well. She's considered to be a horror icon or even scream queen, but I never really followed her in film. I know she was in the Killer Fish movie. I knew she was in that trilogy of terror movie, and she's been in a lot of horror movies, and that she recently passed away. So God rest her soul. She was also in House of a Thousand Corpses, Miners Massacre, and Ooga Booga, to name another few. Also, before I move on to something else besides characters, there's something I must tell you. There's an actor who plays in all 3 of these movies, and I had no idea. His name is James Dixon. He always plays this lieutenant or investigator into the whole thing. I didn't know he was actually in the 3rd one, but I kind of figured he was in the 2nd one, but I didn't say it in the 2nd movie's review because I didn't realize it until I looked on the back and I saw his name on the 2nd one. But he's in all 3 movies. I think his name is Lieutenant Perkins, and they have a different character playing him in the remake as Lieutenant Perkins, but there's a different actor. So it's pretty cool. I didn't know that, so it's a new little fact I learned. The story for It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive, follows the babies. They are being shipped off to an island so they can live out the rest of their lives in complete solitude without hurting anyone or anything. Well, they will kill something on because they need to survive. But anyways, 5 years pass and people are going hunting for them for some stupid reason. Hey, I got an idea. I'm done hunting bear and deer. Let's go kill some babies. Yeah! Wow, I wonder how that conversation really went, but that was kind of screwed up. Anyways, they're much bigger now. They grow really fast, and they already have new children of their own, so it's kind of weird. It's like a whole different aspect of It's Alive. This movie has to be the most goriest of the first 3 It's Alive films. It is extremely vicious and gruesome and bloody, and they scratch people up and their faces are all messed up, and it's really gross. And there's also a scene where a guy's trying to get back to a helicopter to get the hell out of there, except for his arm is missing, so the guy looks at him and he's like, oh, and he's like, help me, and he leaves him. And then there's one in the helicopter. I'm like, hey, I guess Carnosaur 2 is not the only film that ripped off aliens. The acting is cheesy. The one-liners that Michael Moriarty spits out is cheesy. The dialogue's cheesy. The special effects, like the baby suits, are cheesy. The gore is cheesy. Everything about this movie is cheesy. The music is cheesy, but we already knew that because it's the same soundtrack. And also, the intro to this movie is actually pretty interesting. The opening has a woman giving birth in a cab, and the guy's trying to help her because they can't get to the hospital in time, and he's like, oh my god, and she's like, what is it? It's one of them! And I'm like, oh my god, that's really weird. And it bites off his fingers and eats the guy, and they shoot at it, and then the next scene cuts, and the baby tries to go to get baptized in a church. It doesn't show it, but they can show the aftermath of the blood leading up to the baptized area. I don't know exactly what you call it. But anyways, there's blood in the water and everything, like it was trying to be baptized before it died. And I thought that was really interesting and very preachy. There's also a scene that goes on way too long. It involves Michael Moriarty's character heading up on this girl, and the scene probably drags on for 10-15 minutes, and he finally gets the whole thing. She gets laid by him, and she finds out that he's the father of one of the mutant babies. It's really a weird scene because she's like, "Get out of here! Get out! Get out! Get out!" And she doesn't want to be pregnant with one of those monsters. But it's not the guy's fault. I don't know why no one ever realizes that. It's the drug's fault. It's not the guy's. It's the drugs. Overall, I give It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive, a 3.5 out of 5. I'm Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Movie Reviews. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, and to leave comments and subscribe.